Well, good morning. It is Monday morning, March the 30th, 2020, Journal 310. And by my calculation, if in fact my birthday is the 2nd of April, this is really T plus 362. I think. I'll know more on Thursday. I'll know exactly what day it is on Thursday. And today's post was actually written yesterday. Now, I've mentioned before that there are times when I actually write the blog first and then record, other times when I actually record first and then write the blog. This is one of those times where I wrote the blog first because it was based upon a comment that I received from Glen Beanard. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And a quote that he provided based upon as if someone was watching, which was the last blog post I put on misfirebook.com. And his comment was that a true leader is one who walks in integrity. And all kinds of explosions went off in my head when I read that because, first of all, I realized that I should have included integrity in the glossary of leadership terms I'm in the midst of creating. And it certainly belongs in that glossary. But it belongs there along with two other words that are equally as important, and those are principles and values. And, you know, if you look at integrity, it comes from the Latin integer, and it really suggests unity, oneness, wholeness, and, a oneness of being. And the other two words are somewhat different. They're just a little bit different. Principles are guidelines for human conduct. They're irrefutable. They're like laws of nature. They don't change based upon our desire or our needs or our wants at any particular moment. Like honesty or fairness or service. Values are somewhat different than that. Values are a little bit different than that. Everybody's got values. Fortunately or unfortunately, drug dealers, bank robbers, and criminals have values. I lived in a neighborhood in Brooklyn where that was really run by the mob when I was growing up, when I was a little kid, and there was virtually no crime in that neighborhood, except, of course, for the crime that was organized by the people who were in control. So the wise guys that lived in the neighborhood had values. They just weren't normative values like the rest of us have. I mean, if those values are positive and they're powerful, like truth or justice, then they're meaningful and they point us in the right direction. But they could just as easily be different than that. So it's important for us to recognize the difference between the values that we want to embrace and the values that we want to distance ourselves from. There were a number of other words that are involved there as well that I'm going to save for another blog post. One of those words is trust, and I think trust is critically important. And when we discuss leadership terms, and I've always suggested that trust is supported by 5 columns, and those 5 columns are predictability, reliability, response ability, integrity, things like that, and they're important. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about those in another blog post. But for now, for today, I think that's going to do it. And if you have any comments about that, please, I'd love to share them with the rest of our community. And as I just did here, with Glenn's and for the rest of you who have commented, I want to thank you. I truly do appreciate that. In the meantime, stay well, take care, and looking forward to recording the next blog post on trust and the 5 columns that support it.